Generation X, I salute you. You're one, I'm one, and we're pretty much halfway throughout our careers. And that's exciting, very exciting. We talk about Generation X, but the definition is not always clear to everybody. With Generation X, normally is seen as those who were born between 65 and 80, making us between 39 and 54 years old. Now I'm 44, so I'm kind of in the early middle of that range. I find Generation X really cool. And why is this? Because we were slammed in the middle of baby boomers and millennials. And we got to experience the whole technology change with the drawback of us having to keep on learning every day for the rest of our lives. But it's an opportunity. It's something exciting and something that, with the right attitude, it keeps us on the edge of the development all the time. Because we know and we should recognize that it's very important. On this video, I wanted to lay out the plan for Generation X career management. Highlight the main points and the steps that needs to be taken. And then focusing on different aspects of what one can think with the career management at this point. Like I mentioned, we all have 15 to 20 years of experience already behind us. We got the life MBA, and we have a pretty good idea what we want and what we don't want for the next 20 years. We have experience that has proven to be the right one, and the career that we want to continue for the next decades. We might want to advance. We might want to stay and further educate ourselves in where we are now. And others might be converting something completely different, setting up their own company, going into being a guide on the mountains, or whatever they decide to do. I see, as a Generation X representative, I see this as a football game that you reach the half point, and what happens is we tend to start looking back on the rear mirror, looking back and saying, how was the first half of the professional careers and also lives? What did I enjoy and what was not so enjoyable? And what do I want to do next for the next steps? I'm not a big believer on the midlife crisis and all that. I find them just kind of panic reactions on people who don't take their time to reflect, get to know themselves, and basically do their career management and life management at peace. Looking at, that's the stuff that I like to do and enjoy, I'm going to do more of it. Instead of panicking, going like, oh, I'm going to run out of time. What time? I may have another 40 years, even more, 50 years if you're on the early range. Peaceful planning will take you a long way. So here are my points. Actually, before we even get to the points, point zero is Generation X, get fit. Mind, body, and soul. Get fit. Pick your favorite sport. Join a sports club. Go for walking, go swimming, whatever it is that you do, start doing it. This has a massive impact. The further you go, huge impact. Align your body and mind, get the energy that you need from there. I'm going to put a book link below here. It's called The Core. A doctor who used to do training, and his company still does training for Formula One drivers, skiers, long distance runners, on 6 core pillars of performance in life. Highly recommendable. Read that and the point 0 is taken care of if you follow the advice. Point number 1, understand career management. Understand that this is a lifelong journey that you need to manage, and you get to pick. It's a freedom of choice. Nowadays, change is accepted and even assumed. Do whatever makes you happy. Whatever supports the family enough and makes you happy. If you want to advance in a corporate career, do that. If you want to start your own company, do that. Understand that you manage, you're in charge. Number 2, get to know yourself. Take a break and investigate. Look into the mirror and see, how was the last 15, 20 years? What do I like and what do I don't like? Talk to your family, friends, colleagues. How do you see me? Get a 360 overview. And then point 3, start looking at the targets. Whatever they might be. Set up your own company. Look for funding for that. Advance in your current corporate level. Stay where you are, because it also needs action points. Fix targets. Look at the things that you really want to do going further. And remember that you still have a long way to go. You might go back in 5 years, 10 years and do another adjustment or complete change. Number 4, execute the plan that you just made. Now, this has multiple subpoints, and it's not so easy to grasp. It's not a press of a button. It has things like building your personal brand, networking your way to success, whether internally in the company or externally or looking for funding, networking. That's what it is. Especially the more senior you become in your corporation or in your career, the more networking is needed, and the more important the networking is. Further training. If you want to stay in your current position and you're happy, the only way to stay there and to be competitive is to always keep on learning new things. Like I mentioned, Generation X is the learning generation. Every day. That's what we do. Or if you go to the next level, what's needed to bridge the gap? What do I need to know? Digital marketing, CRMs, agile, whatever it is. And then if you're looking for an advancement, application or application for funding for your business. How do I apply? What's my material? LinkedIn profile, CV, cover letters, recommendations, all that needs to be perfected for your current situation, for your current targets. Then once you get to the interviews, you need to be able to ace the interviews. So this has to do with mock interviews, self-confidence, basically technicals, fit and motivation, all 3 types of interview questions that you will experience. All those things go into execution. And then point number 5, once you reach your goal or the next step, how do you stay on top of the game? How do you network yourself into the position? How do you get informed? How do you further educate yourself that you stay on top of the game? Again, lifelong journey, doesn't stop. So 5 points. And I've got some exciting news. This was just an overview, but I'm going to do on my YouTube channel, I'm going to start creating a series. So I'm going to take Generation X specific, and I'm going to start drilling further down on each of these topics. So you will have 5-minute videos covering especially the execution part digging deeper into the topics, giving you executable advice, things that you can start implementing right away in your own journey. So subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button so you don't miss even the first episode. And within the next few weeks, you will start getting content on Generation X and your career management. Enjoy the journey, and I really like you to be with me on this journey.